is what I'm going to just come to next. You're talking about something that that is taking place in the run-up to the panchayat election, even though the date has not been announced as yet. You're saying that it is what we can see today is only an ominous indication of what is about to come. Why are the panchayat election leading to this kind of violence?
Well, you see, the panchayat polls have been, very, very violent in Bengal even in the past. We do know the last panchayat election was marred by a lot of political violence, especially the BJP alleging that most of its, leaders weren't even able to file their nominations, during the polls. This time, however, the Trinamool Congress, especially its leadership in the form of Abhishek Banerjee, have given out indications that the opposition should be allowed to file their nominations, but what we see on the ground is very different. The picture on the ground is very different. Like I said, carrying ominous signals of major violence that is getting unleashed in the run-up to the polls. The panchayat elections are very, very crucial to both parties, simply because of the fact that it is an indication of the political footing of both the ruling Trinamool Congress as well as the opposition BJP in Bengal's countryside. And mind you, the panchayat election is not an end in itself. The panchayat election would be followed soon by the all-important general elections, which would be taking place in 2024. So this is basically, building up of ground for the 2024 elections. Also, we do know that the panchayat elections would ascertain who would be ruling the administration on the ground in Bengal rural countryside, and that obviously also translates into creating and holding on to a very significant vote bank, and that vote bank would obviously translate into the party's fortunes in the upcoming general polls in 2024. So all these put together, makes the panchayat elections very, very vital, not just for the ruling Trinamool Congress, but also for the opposition, especially the BJP, which is trying to make aggressive inroads into Bengal's political map. Under the circumstances, what we see now is essentially the preface to what we anticipate or apprehend likely to happen in the days ahead, when the elections are eventually declared and the date of polls come even nearer. So what we see today is Suvendu Adhikari responding to Abhishek Banerjee's public meeting. Abhishek Banerjee chose Suvendu Adhikari's fortress for his public meeting, for a particular reason. The reason obviously is to make the strength of
Shaukat,
the
I'm going to request you to
ground.
stay on with me, because I'm also joined in by the Bengal BJP chief, Mr. Sukanta Majumdar, who's on the phone line with me. Mr. Majumdar, thank you for giving your time to CNN News 18. It's absolutely shocking to see the kind of visuals that have just now poured in from Hatuganj, the kind of violence and vandalism that's taking place. I'm sure you are expecting the TMC to say what they already have been saying, that it is your party which is leading to this kind of vandalism and arson.
See, this is the real picture of democracy in the state of West Bengal, and it reminds us about the same kind of incident what happened during the visit of our Honorable National President JP Naddaji before the Assembly election. Even at that time, the national leader like JP Naddaji, along with him, all the leaders, even Kailash Vijay Bargiji was injured. And this is the real picture of democracy in the constituency of the Jubraj of Trinamool Congress. So this is the values they have for the democracy and for the opposition. And they want the standard kind of protocol for them when they reach to Delhi. So this is the exact scenario of West Bengal. The people from the last night, from yesterday, they have started vandalizing everything, and now they are throwing bombs. And I think NIA should interfere, because these bombs are used for local election as well as some other anti-national activities. So NIA should interfere here and investigate the whole matter.
Manjit Mandal of the TMC is also joining in. Manjit, how do you respond to what Sukanta has to say? Who is responsible for this kind of violence that we've seen happen in Hathuganj? Not to forget the blast that's just taken place in East Midnapur.
Ask him what he said yesterday. This person, he is an MP and also the president of BJP in the state. Yesterday in a rally near Calcutta, he was instigating the mob by saying that we are also going to play. Ask this person why he is provoking people. We are very clear on this. The TMC has
Manjit, who's talking about provocation? Can the TMC talk about provocation when Abhishek Banerjee is the one releasing a video challenging Suvendu Adhikari, talking about himmat, making it come across as more confrontational? Does the TMC have the face to, in fact, talk about challenges?
This is amazing. Abhishek Banerjee's fiery speech, where he is not asking anyone, any of his party cadres, to take arm against the TMCs or against the police, like the way the BJP president who was doing yesterday. Abhishek's speech, I think one of the finest fiery speeches of recent time, which he delivered in January 2021, immediately after the betrayal or political treason committed by Suvendu Adhikari, and he was comparing this with the kind of provocation that BJP president was doing yesterday. We are very clear. The violence, whatever has happened, it is absolutely like the earlier one. Again, go back to 2021 January when that quote-unquote attack took place on Naddaji's, cavalcade. That also the handiwork of BJP. The person who is still behind the bar, responsible for this vandalism, is actually BJP General Secretary. We suspect, similarly, if at all anything happened in this part of the state, the BJP is responsible because they are continuously provoking, they are constantly instigating people. Nothing happened. Nobody vandalized their stage. If they did not pay the money due to the decorator, yesterday also they released this video that the stage was not being allowed to erect.
All right, Manjit, I'm also joined in by